Welcome to Best Kept Secrets Travel, episode 17. My name's Morgan.
And I'm Will, and on today, we're going to talk about one of the most amazing natural wonders in the world. Victoria Falls. And we hope she's okay.
Roll the intro.
Best friends, and that's for life. Who stay traveling? I'm talking worldwide. 65 countries between the two. Every moment is so unbelievable. Sharing the best kept secrets about the trips and mistakes they made that they can't forget. So tell me if you're ready for a time to remember as they gear up for the next adventure. Yeah. Woo! Best kept secrets travel.
No, say on today.
On today, as Will said, we're going to talk about one of the best natural wonders in the world, and that is Victoria Falls, which is in which countries is it next to?
Zambia and Zimbabwe.
Zambia and Zimbabwe.
Border between one side of the falls is Zimbabwe, the other side is Zambia.
Makes sense. So Victoria Falls and the rainforest that surrounds it are part of a UNESCO World Heritage Site. That means that they have been recognised for outstanding universal value. One reason for this is the main falls form the highest and widest sheet of continually falling water in the world, twice as high as Niagara Falls and around 500 metres wider. The volume of water is quite impressive too. It is said that the whole annual consumption of New York City goes under the falls in just 3.5 days during peak flood season in March and April. The force of the water as it thunders into the gorge drives spray into the air and covers everything in mist. For this reason, the locals called Victoria Falls Mosai Oa Tunya, meaning smoke that thunders. And you can see the smoke for up to 50 kilometres away.
Ooh. Do you know what the best things to do at Victoria Falls are, Morgan?
Spiking your adrenaline.
Via
Something that turns
many
you on.
activities which you can choose from, including the most famous bungee jump in Africa, jumping from 111 metres up from the bridge above the falls into the gorge. You can do white water rafting, which is insanely popular. If you want to do this, make sure to visit at the right time of the year, as white water rafting is only available from end of August to December, when the water levels are lower and therefore safer. If you prefer to stay on land, Victoria Falls is an excellent location for experienced anglers and beginners to have a chance of reeling in a tigerfish, as the main section on the Zambian side is fed via the river Zambezi, which is world famous for tigerfish. And actually, when I was there, my mum did catch tigerfish.
Really?
Yeah, mum caught tigerfish, and I caught something called a moonfish, which was insanely round. Late afternoon.
Late afternoon, okay. Well, I guess the moon could be out then.
So late afternoon, and then Ed caught a green bass, which we ate for dinner.
Ooh, what did you do with the tigerfish?
Catch and release.
How exciting.
And we were told that no one had caught one in the past 3 weeks or something, and then mum got one.
So she's the best fisherwoman in Zambia.
For that singular moment in that exact area, yeah.
Yep. So you just said that she's better at fishing than you?
No, because I'm a fisherman.
Best fisherwoman, correct.
Pedantic, Morgan, pedantic. Another thrilling activity to do during the low water months is to cross the old iron bridge to the Zambian side of the falls for a swim in the Devil's Pool. You might call this the world's most spectacular infinity pool.
I think you probably would.
And in that case, you would be correct. Because the experience will have you floating literally against the edge of the waterfalls. And you are so close to this edge that there have been visitors who have actually fallen off and died.
No, they haven't.
They have. Recent years, more people have died.
Really?
Yeah.
Exciting.
Because they go too close and don't realise that there is still water going over.
Wait, there's water?
Funny that. A waterfall.
Wow.
I know. That's why Victoria Falls.
Wait, and they weren't expecting to fall.
There's only a smaller bit of water, but then sometimes people lean over the edge too far and slip.
So what?
Elephants fall off the Victoria
So
Falls.
you did.
I did the Devil's Pool when I was, I think, 10 or 11.
10 or 11. Wow. And it didn't, because you must have been like 15 kilos at that point.
Yeah, I just shot off the waterfall and I was so light I just floated.
You just flew to the other side.
Yeah, flew into Zimbabwe.
So what was your experience? What was like? How was it building up to going into Devil's Pool?
I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah, so you weren't
I literally
told
was
beforehand.
told, wear trunks today, and I think they use the excuse it's going to be really warm, and a t-shirt and some easy shoes, and then we
Maybe
just
they
started
were trying
walking
to kill
across,
you.
and then you walk all the way along, in and out of all the sections, and then you get to Devil's Pool, and then you jump in. And the point in Devil's Pool is that, so it's called Devil's Pool because from the Zimbabwean side, when you're walking across there, you look over at the Zambezi side, and as people are jumping into the pool, it looks like they're jumping off the waterfall.
Ah. So when you turned up, were there people already in the pool?
No, we were there. It wasn't busy.
So
it wasn't busy.
so was this more confusing to you,
I
or
think-
did you
I
know
think
at this point?
because it's not like it's massive. It's really small.
Yeah, but did you know at this point you were going in the water, or was it
I
confusing
figured.
when
I
someone
figured
jumped
when
in?
our guide just went over, threw off his flip flops, and did a backflip into the pool that it was. There was a good chance we're going in.
Fair,
But when
yeah.
you're going in, there's this weird sensation because in your head you're like, just further along the Zambezi, I just saw loads of crocodiles and everything. But they don't like it when the water's moving that quickly near a waterfall.
And then when the water's moving that quickly, it could take you off.
Yeah. So the water is still at low level around then anyway. That time of the year. I think Victoria Falls is the physically longest waterfall, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think it's the most by volume.
No.
No, and it's definitely not the most by height.
But it does have.
It was
a lot
very
of
high up
volume.
in terms of volume. Yeah, it's insane by volume. Just the noise is absolutely bonkers.
So were you scared going in?
No.
Did you lean? How close did you
I
get?
completely leant over the edge and looked down.
But you don't like heights that much. So how?
It was alright. I think as a kid I didn't care so much.
Yeah. But
I'd still be fine
But
now.
as an adult, you've become less rational.
What? I said more rational.
Less, I think less.
More. But fun fact,
I love fun facts.
if you're on the Zimbabwean side, it's famous that the second that any of the rafts go into Zimbabwe,
Mm-hmm.
most of them explode.
Wow, that is fun.
Do you know why?
Crocodiles.
Hyperinflation. I've been saving that joke for the past 4 minutes. Did you like that?
I did. Unfortunately, I did.
So
Oh, no.
further along from the Victoria Falls, you have the Patoka Gorge, where you have a massive gorge swing, the Flying Fox, and zip line. I did the Flying Fox over there.
Did you?
Yeah, it is.
How did you? What was your landing like?
The Flying Fox is like on a zip line, Morgan.
The flying. We had a flying fox in
So they call the Flying
Vietnam,
Fox here
where
where
you're holding on and then you let go.
Oh, okay. The Flying Fox on the gorge is where you're in a harness and it clips you from the back, so you're like hanging over the gorge,
Flying
face
condor.
first down. You look. Some people call it a flying squirrel.
Flying condor.
And then you're flying out
Peru.
into the gorge. You go really far, and they slowly pull you back by the rope.
How long did it take them to bring you back?
Not that long. Funnily enough, there were quite a few guys. I think they just ran it
They just ran.
because there was so much backspace for them.
And you're probably quite light as well.
Oh yeah, at the time I was.
That must have been fun. Is it one zip line or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was one for that, and then there was a bungee on the side. And the bad thing about the bungee jump, which I wasn't ever going to do, or they had one of those drop swings, I think, was when they didn't bring you up, they lowered you down. So then you had like a 2-hour
yeah.
walk up afterwards
Oh, no.
from the bottom of the gorge.
Would you do one of the giant swings?
Yeah, I'll probably do a big swing. I think that'd be more fun than a bungee jump.
Well, no,
I don't like going upside down so much though.
that's fine. You'll be blindfolded
I'll
and
pass
you won't
out.
know.
I'd pass out.
You'd be blindfolded, you wouldn't know. Yeah, we know that you nearly pass out from our experiences in the Flying Condor and in Peru doing the zip lines.
Do you know who discovered Victoria Falls, Morgan?
David Livingstone in the 1800s. And loads of helicopter flights were taken over Victoria Falls.
Not back in the 1800s.
In the 1800s. And these are called the Flight of Angels due to the unbelievable beauty that Livingstone described. Or you could take a microlight where you'll get aerial views that you will be marvelling at the sheer scale of the falls. If you choose the heli flip, the chopper will make a few passes over the falls so everyone gets to photograph them no matter where you're sitting. And if you choose the microlight, you hang on to your camera or phone. Even better, you can maybe attach it to your body, so that could be safer. And you get... Well, not that fast, but you still get cool photos. Did you do either of these? Or
Did helicopter.
what was it like? Was it a good experience?
I think that was my first...
Heli.
As far as I remember, I think that was my first ever experience of being in a helicopter. And it's hard to describe it because I think it's the first time you actually get scale of it.
Yeah.
Because when you're walking around, it's just so big that you just don't get
Can't
the
quite
true sheer scale of it. And then you're in a helicopter where you're low. Unlike if a plane going over, you're so high that it's still hard to get scale the whole time. Whereas in a helicopter, you know that you're still fairly close. And when you go around and you see the tiny people, then you really get to the scale of it and just the length.
Yeah.
And it just looks like a crack in the earth. It's super.
Wow.
It's seriously weird.
So, is this one of those helicopter experiences you'd recommend?
100%.
100%. Were you scared of the helicopter part at all?
No.
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 Trust your pilot.
Not scared of them. But I'm also really cautious about when you book the likes of helicopters.
Mm-hmm.
Same as scuba.
What are your tips for booking helicopters?
Research. Most helicopter companies will have some form of rating as well, not just TripAdvisor, but more of a professional rating. And do, for something like helicopter or scuba diving, do look at the bad reviews. Okay, some of them will be fake and from competing companies, etc. But it's better to be overly cautious with a helicopter flight and be willing to spend a tiny bit more money either for just a better and longer experience, but also a better quality.
Yeah. So you did your experience, you did both sides. You did the pool, you did the other side, and you did over the top.
Yeah.
Did you do underneath? Is it... Well, I guess you could do rafting, can't you?
Yeah, but that doesn't go into like the falls. Not like Niagara Falls or Iguazu where you get it. Just the quantity going over is just
too much.
Yeah, I think it'd just eat you alive. Just the movement of the water.
Tasty. So where did you come from? As in before your trip, where did you start from? Where were you based?
England.
England, yes, correct. Not Northern Ireland.
No. England.
Then where? What was after England?
Africa.
Tuvalu?
Yeah, so Zambia, we worked our way along the Zambezi River, doing safaris, and then we got to Victoria Falls.
Ooh.
It's like the finish line. You work your way along. And they're really famous kayaking trips you can do along the Zambezi River, and I'd love to go back and do one. Where you can spend, between 5 days or a month just kayaking along as long a stretch of the Zambezi River as you want, and you see so much wildlife from the river.
Wow.
You'd see lions, giraffes, every animal's got to drink, right? So you see so much coming from the river just by going along it. And you're constantly going through crocs and hippos and everything.
Wow, that'd be amazing. That'd be really cool. And there are other wildlife experiences nearby, as you've just spoken about briefly. There's the Zambezi National Park, both in Zimbabwe and the Mosai Oa Tunya National Park in Zambia. They're all very easy to reach from the falls. They provide a wealth of wildlife watching opportunities from elephant, buffalo, lion, leopards, and a host of antelope species like sable, eland, kudu, and impala. And if you're really keen on a wildlife and safari experience, you can maybe go on a day to Hwange National Park, Zimbabwe's biggest national park. It's only an hour's drive from the falls. Or Chobe National Park in neighbouring Botswana, which is 80 minutes away, and it's known for its huge elephant and buffalo herds.
I think biggest herds of elephant in Africa in Botswana. You can have up to 150, 200 in a herd.
Wow.
Enormous.
So Victoria Falls has definitely been on my bucket list, and Devil's Pool is 100% on my bucket list. Obviously, the most important thing when going is making sure you're going at the right time of year, because you can't swim there all year round. But I definitely want to go. I'm assuming you'd definitely recommend it.
I'd definitely recommend it. I really desperately want to go back to Zambia as a whole as well. Obviously, if you go at a different time of the year and it's higher water, so you might not necessarily be able to do the rafting or the Devil's Pool, having that extra water will actually enable different things. So, for example, the fishing might be better. The quantity of water in the estuaries will be more. So some of the safaris will be different, and there'll be potentially more life and more growth around. So all of Africa, just constantly changing throughout the year, just offers different opportunities. And that's why if you do go at one time of the year and you absolutely loved it, then why not go back and experience it in a different light at another time of the year?
That makes complete sense. And why do you think people should follow us?
Just top banter and jokes about hyperinflation.
And because I walk very slowly, so quite easy to follow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's why people should follow us.
Yeah. And
good jokes and your slow walking.
Yeah, and if you like that, and our beautiful scenery, 'cause as you know, we're sat outside. By the seaside.
Pterodactyl.
The pterodactyl, we've got the northern lights. It's beautiful. It's a full moon.
Oh, there's the westerly lights.
The westerly lights, yes. The southwesterly lights.
No, that's made up.
Oh no, that's wrong. Sorry, that's wrong. And sometimes we even have penguins walking around, but not today, unfortunately. So if you want to see,
did you feed them?
That might be it. I forgot.
That's what the rotten smell is in here.
Oh,
dead
no.
penguin. You killed a penguin.
I am not.
If this video gets 100,000 likes, Morgan's going to go and adopt a penguin.
Adopt a penguin. That sounds like fun. I think, and I'm not going to keep punching my hand, I think that if you've enjoyed this, you should go like and review. And you can review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or all of our podcast platforms. And if you're watching on podcasts, by the way, you can also watch us on YouTube. Same name, Best Kept Secrets Travel. And you'll see us in our set, in this beautiful, stunning scenery. And you'll see what we're doing.
You will.
And I think this
is time
to roll the outro.
Woo!
Yeah, let's make it happen. I hope that you can handle going on adventures, best kept secret travels. Yeah, all over the globe, having fun, you know the deal. Amazing secret locations, hang out with Morgan and Will. Educate and entertain, haggle in the market, sharing their experiences. Time to get it started. Let's go.